Alright, so like I said in the first video, I started on this before I decided I wanted to document everything and make the videos. So just bringing everyone up to speed on what I've done so far. So obviously I've removed the bed, to tailgate, rear bumper, stuff like that. Try to get out of the way. The bed is scrap. It's not worth saving. There's too much rust on it, too much structural issues. So I'm just gonna take it to the scrap yard, try to find a new one for this truck later on down the road and go from there. So the goal that I had from taking the bed off was to make doing the axle swap easier. I'm going to be swapping out the axle and new leaf springs, everything else, and taking the time just to clean everything up. So the worst section of the frame is at the back there. You know, as you come up, there's some light surface rust. You know, nothing crazy. You know, not poking holes through it with a screwdriver yet. And as you get to the cab, everything's still pretty fresh and no issues there. So I'm not super concerned. Not gonna sandblast it or anything. I do have you know, Harbor Freight needler things. So, you know, decent amount of use. I do enjoy it. So spent a little bit of time going through here, just cleaning it up, getting some of that scale off, and it's pretty superficial, you know, surface layer. You know, here's a good example of what I've, you know, cleaned off and what was there beforehand. There's just a little bit of that rust. Oops. A little bit of that rust that gets underneath the paint, starts bubbling things up, and, you know, makes it not so nice. So yeah, I wanted to just try to understand how much of an issue I would or wouldn't have. So I kind of cleaned up the worst spots here, and, you know, like I said, everything's pretty good. Frame's still nice and solid. Even the tow hitch here, you know, it's pretty good. Just a little bit of rust here and there, mostly the paint flaking off, all the surface rust. So I'll clean that up just like I did the truck frame. You know, I'll try to put some Pour 15 and then paint it eventually. At least that's the plan. But moving forward, you know, that's the last of it that I'm going to do on the frame, at least the needle scaling. Trying to come up with a plan on what to do next. So my plan overall is going to be to take all the exhaust off. The exhaust hangers all bolt onto the frame, so they'll come off pretty easily. I've taken back the wiring harness a little bit just to sort of open up some space. But I want to drop the fuel tank, get the wiring harness out the rest of the way. In the past, when I first bought the truck, I had to replace the brake lines. So this one goes from here all the way up front. So I just sneaked it through the cab, and you can see the old line that I just cut there. So while the fuel tank's out, I'm gonna clean all that up, make it in there nice and professional looking, try to, you know, tidy up as much as I can. Try not to cut the corners like I had to do the first time. So that's the plan. We'll set you down and probably start working on this exhaust. Yeah, that wasn't fun. So I don't want to just like gut the stuff out, because some of it I'm going to save, some of it I'm not going to save. The exhausts I'm up in the air on. They're, I mean, I just do stainless steel, but they're expensive. So that's 4-inch aluminum. But I do have to say, it's a lot easier taking this exhaust off without a bed on than when I first put the exhaust on and the bed was there. So a lot easier having everything out of the way. You can get to everything, especially those exhaust hangers. I don't know if anyone's fought with them before, but those are a lot easier than I'm used to. All right, on to the hanger mounts. let me show you some details. So that one wasn't too bad. Everything's bolted on. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. And then they had nuts on the inside. So outside was a 16, inside was an 18. And then that mount comes right off, as you can see. Had to pry down on the overload spring to get my socket in there, but no big deal there. Earlier I mentioned I took off the overload spring mounts, or perches, however you want to call them. And those are just 3 bolts here. Bolts go from the outside in, and on the inside, on these 3 bolts, there's just a gang plate that holds everything. So there's the mount we just took off. Here's those perches I was talking about. Make some space real quick. And if you didn't know, this is what they are. They sit on the truck such as this. It's kind of like that. And as you put more and more weight in it, the overload spring comes up and kisses it, and it just gives you that extra support when you need it. On mine, these rubber pieces cracked out. The original Dodge ones are very hard, and you'd hit a bump and you just hear the slap. So I was able to find these on, I think it was eBay. They're not for a Dodge, they're for something else, and if I remember I'll put the link on it. But I spent quite a while in the forums trying to find these, because I did not like the slapping sound of the springs every time I went over, you know, a bump, expansion joint, whatever it was. So definitely glad I found these. They're not 100% the right ones, but a little bit of WD-40 and they slid right over, so worked out pretty good. Back over to the bench now, and you know, this is what I was just showing you. That on the inside of the frame, they have this little plate that the nuts are welded on, so you know, the bolts just go through and it's sandwiched. You know, it was pretty simple. Impact took them right off, all except for this one here. It was extra stuck, and the 1/2-inch Milwaukee just ripped it right off. So either way, got it out. Not too big of a deal. So the next thing I'm going to take off here is this rear hanger. On this one, it's a little more work. Looks like the bolts come up from the bottom and are captured on the plate here. And I also think while I'm here, on my truck, if you've noticed, I don't have the bump stops anymore. They're rusted right off. Sorry you can't see that, but while I'm here, I'm going to just rip those off too. What I'm trying to do, and the goal is just to get under here, get everything exposed so I can just clean it really well. You know, while I'm here, there's no reason to work around this bracket, especially when it bolts on, bolts off. So I've also toyed with the idea of replacing this rear cross member. Some guys on eBay are selling them for $400. These are riveted in, so they're not the most easy to take out. And the rear tire hanger bolts in right here. Some of the stuff I've looked at online says they're structural, some say they're not. My plan here before I put a bed back on is to put a gooseneck hitch in here, and then you have the rear hitch that really ties the frame rails together pretty good. But you know, once I started cleaning this, you know, I still have the majority of the metal here. You know, it's just some superficial rust, nothing crazy. You know, there's no rot in it, so I think I'm just gonna clean it up, paint it, call it good, and not worry about it. Hey, welcome back. Next day, Sunday morning. Did a little bit last night after I shut the camera off. Nothing too much. Just a little bit of this is what I already was doing. So you can see here, worked on taking the rest of the brackets out, ground off the bolts over here. Got the fuel tank out of the way. Still had half a tank of fuel, so that was not the most fun, but overall pretty easy with the jack stand. And then pulled out just spontaneously that rusted fuel line that was in there, and just popped that one in. Probably take all that stuff out. The fuel lines here, as you can see, I ended up just cutting them off. I want to do a sump in the fuel tank anyway, and replace them with something a little bit better. Sorry. They're just the plastic lines, and then they go to the steel lines. I'm gonna see if I can't get parts of it kit for like the air dog and just run the rubber line all the way up. I think it'll be a little nicer, a little cleaner. We'll see what I do there. That's way down the road anyway. But the next project here, I had to disconnect some of the drive shaft to get the fuel tank out. It got stuck underneath that bracket. So I'm gonna get ready to take the rest of this drive line out and got my catch pan in place. Figured I'd bring you guys along. So on my truck, these are 8mm, just 6 points, nothing special. Seen 10mm 12 points. Kind of different from every different truck I've seen, but little ratchet gets in here, no issues. Rip them loose.
Sure the cap and wheels don't fall.
Let's get hung up with this dust boot. Go. And then slide around some just in case. Yeah, there it is. Right, let's move this out of the way. So next for the axle here, so this is the 98 and above trucks. So the vehicle speed sensors on the rear axle here, on the the older ones like 94 to 97, they would have been on the transfer case. But since this is 98, it's right here. So the new axle I got has all this in place already, the speed sensor that is. So I'm going to work on disconnecting all of this, pulling out all the part cables. I'm going to leave the brake line. I'm going to try to reuse it for my new axle, and then just kind of keep going back as far as I can until I find a good spot to either cut the cable off where I can put the new one in, or just whatever the easiest way to disassemble it's going to be. So that's what's coming next. See, get you guys in a spot that you can see that I won't block everything. So these connectors are pretty miserable sometimes. That one came apart pretty easy. I'm going to try to save as much as I can from these specialty ones. If I can get it up. It's already gone. These you can't see it, but there's just there's a split in them, so you can just pop a flathead in there and pretty easily pry it apart. Yeah, that's the electrical. I'm gonna keep pulling it back though, get it the rest of the way out of here. No need to work around it, especially when it's so accessible. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just 13. Over here, that's one. Of course. Beautiful. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like every time I'm working on this truck or trucks of this age in general, you know, you grab a couple sizes that you think you're gonna need, but before you know it, your entire toolbox is just sprawled out across the floor and everything else, and you know, everything looks empty, like someone ransacked it. So, always lots to clean up afterwards. Can never seem to avoid that. So I've decided to cut the park brake cables right here. It's gonna be the easiest, especially for the new ones. So, and that's probably as far as I'll get tonight. My battery's dying, and you know, I got tools galore, parts galore. I got some stuff to clean up, so I should do that before anything else, before I lose stuff. So, I'll see you guys after this. Have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.